Do you like League of Legends? Do you also hate money and fun? That's a trick question. And to prove my point, League of Legends latest season removed hex tech chests, which are basically loot boxes that players can earn by playing. And they usually had skin shards in them that allowed players to collect and save up for premium skins, instead of having to buy them.
Of course, players bitched about it, making tons of memes and whatever, but last week, Riot explained on Twitter as to why they removed the hex chests, stating, as a free-to-play game, skins are the primary way League pays its bills. They're what give us the ability to continue to develop the game and wider ecosystem. And then they continued on, stating that a large reason for offering skins for $500 was to offset the hex chest losses. But despite them having removed the hex chest, they haven't scaled down the fucking prices whatsoever.
So League of Legends continues to be the worst thing about Arcane. But anyway, welcome to Necro News, the show where we cover the hottest gaming news from the last week. This week we'll be covering Sony's State of Play, WB vs Minecraft, Overwatch 2's desperate attempts to stay relevant, and more.
I wonder how these games would survive if people played them like how I am with Marvel Rivals, and League of Legends, and any game with skins.
I mean, they just wouldn't. Blizzard is totally not scared of the competition. No way. They are in fact so confident in their game that they're adding a bunch of crazy, never-before-seen gameplay mechanics to their hero shooter game.
First, Overwatch is adding perks to every hero. During the match, you level up, and each level comes with one of two choices for perks. These can range from small changes that make the character easier to play, to changing out the character's entire kit mid-match. What a unique and crazy system that I've never before seen. Ever!
Secondly, Overwatch 2 will be adding a Stadium mode, which is a 5v5 round-based mode, which is also in third person. Weird, but okay. Anyway, players will be able to spend money accumulated during a match to upgrade their hero's health, damage, skills, and even change how a character plays. What a totally unique system that I've never seen before.
Thirdly, they're bringing back loot boxes, but this time they aren't paid for and are actually just free through the Battle Pass's free track. Though if you get the paid Battle Pass, there'll be more on the premium track. Also, the loot boxes will display what your odds are and what you're likely to get from them, though it's still pretty vague. So common Blizzard L.
Finally, they are adding back Hero Band, a feature that was removed back in 2022, despite protests from a lot of players. They'll also be adding in map voting, as well as a few other features. They're clearly doing this because Blizzard just believes in making a good and fun game for all its player base, not because they're scared.
WB cannot stop dropping the ball. Last week, many YouTubers were suddenly hit with a copyright claim from WB for Minecraft music, a game that they do not own with a soundtrack that isn't copyrighted, even by Microsoft.
For those of you who don't know, the creator of Minecraft's soundtrack, B418, actually left Mojang for the sole purpose of ensuring that his music stays copyright free. So how is it that WB is copywriting its music? Illegally.
In fact, they are going so far as to copyright music that are complete and total remixes of C418's music, as shown in this video.
They don't own Mice on Venus, but make it extra nostalgic. Can I even... It's a cover by Ember. It's cool though. I really don't know who's responsible for this, but this makes no sense to me.
As for why they are doing it, well, the only reason that anyone can come up with is that WB is claiming music due to them making the Minecraft movie. But that still doesn't give them the right and has opened them up to litigation.
We aren't sure where the story is actually going to go, if anywhere at all, but I would suggest being careful streaming Minecraft if you plan on doing it on YouTube.
The power of the Nintendo lawsuit continues to rage on in Japan. Still unsure where that's gonna go, but there has been a very interesting development as Nintendo has put up 23 patent claims here in the US.
Though of the 23 patents, 22 of them were actually rejected. The only one that went through was this one, which covers the same sort of thing that the Japanese patents cover, like capturing characters, aiming points, capture rates, stuff like that.
But Nintendo isn't giving up easily. One of the Nintendo ninjas has requested a meeting with the US patent examiner to discuss the smooth switching of writing objects patent, so the mounting patent.
What the fuck is going on back there?
Also, it seems that the patent office is only willing to grant one claim if Nintendo drops the other 22 claims. So it's likely that the meeting is also to try and get the other patents in order as well.
The good news though is that Nintendo isn't untouchable, as they did lose the trademark case against Costa Rican supermarket Super Mario. So there is actual hope for Pocket Pair, especially because of the GTA mod. For anyone familiar with the Dark and Darker's court case against Nexon, it's finally come to an end, and with a surprising result. You can watch this video for all the details, but for a quick recap, Nexon claimed that the staff of Iron Mace illegally created the game Dark and Darker using data secured by them for when they worked for Nexon.
Well, South Korean courts have determined that Dark and Darker are not guilty of copyright claim. That's the good news. The bad news is that they are guilty of something much worse.
Corporate espionage. Basically, the South Korean courts, which are kind of a joke if we're going to be honest, determined that it was Iron Mace's fault that Nexon suffered a project leak which resulted in trade secret infringement. So in recompense, Iron Mace has to compensate Nexon 8.5 billion won.
Which is around 5.9 million USD, but yeah, anyway, at least we know that the game's not going to go away. Iron Mace may just get bankrupt. Last week, PlayStation released another State of Play showing all of their upcoming games and projects. It's a really good thing that this didn't happen after a major network crash that stopped everyone from playing their PS5s for nearly an entire day, or that would be embarrassing.
Deserved criticism aside, there were some notable highlights. Sonic Racing Crossworlds looks like it takes the best features from their prior racing games, and Digimon Story is back with Digimon Story Time Stranger.
We got a release date for Borderlands 4, who cares, The Midnight Walk, and Lost Soul Decide. Out of the blue, we also got Warriors Abyss, a Warriors game that is a roguelike, and it's already out. And I haven't bought it yet, but I'm thinking about it.
We saw new looks at Onimusha, Way of the Sword, and Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, which revealed that they're bringing back the Ape Escape minigame, present in the original game, and for Xbox players, they get Bomberman. As for personal highlights, for me there's Lies of P Overture, which is a standalone DLC, or prequel, which makes it a new game? I'm not sure. Anyway, it takes you back to right before the Robot Frenzy, and it looks pretty good.
As for me, there's Tides of Annihilation, which is King Arthur may cry, but you're Gwendolyn, and all of your Knights of the Round Table are your stands. And she's hot. And there's also Shadow Hearts VA, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, it was a surprising amount of games from a company that had disappointed everyone the same week. But was there anything that you guys were looking forward to? Let us know in the comments below.
But also, how many of those are actually PlayStation exclusives?
There's no BAB this week, but here are the games coming out. You got Avowed. I'm sorry.
And here's our schedule for next week. I'll be playing more Ender and Magnolia, and Booster and I will be playing more Atomic Heart, I think.
That's right. Yep.
And maybe Silent Hill. We'll see. But that's it for this week's Necro News. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel. But if you're not already, that's okay too. We do appreciate you just watching this far anyway.
And if you have made it this far, post a heart in the comments for Scoof Awareness Day. Because we're all scoofs on the inside.
And as always, a very special thank you to all of our channel members. We couldn't ask for a better community. But if you'd like to show more support for Necro News, consider becoming a member because you also get extra perks.
But anyway, that's everything for this week. So until next time, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.